Good evening to you from inside the United Center. Tonight's programming underway here. We're awaiting Governor Tim Walz, set to speak within the next hour, and we will bring that to you live. Right now, though, our political reporter, Paris Schutz, is inside the arena. He's keeping tabs on the speakers so far this evening. They've been fired up, Paris.
Yeah, Dawn, each night they've been fired up, and we know that Minnesota Governor Tim Walz will be fired up. That's been his MO. He should be coming up within the hour. We're also going to hear from U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, who addressed the Illinois delegation breakfast very early this morning to give us a preview of what he would talk about tonight. We also heard from former President Bill Clinton, in contrast to the fiery speeches from President Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama. Bill Clinton offered a folksy take on why he believes voters should support Kamala Harris and reject Donald Trump. Take a listen.
Donald Trump has been a paragon of consistency. He's still dividing, he's still blaming, he's still belittling other people. He creates chaos, and then he sort of curates it as if it were precious art. Kamala Harris is the only candidate in this race who has the vision, the experience, the temperament, the will, and yes, the sheer joy to get something done.
And the aim, a lot of the speakers tonight, is to reach those undecided voters, or those middle-of-the-road voters, those independents, or maybe the folks that don't pay a whole heck of a lot of attention to politics in general. We spoke with both a Republican and Democratic strategist, and they told us how this convention aimed to do that.
I think Tim Walz is probably a great pick for the Democrats because he does speak to those kind of people. He's got that kind of Minnesota nice, the everyman, the football coach. And I tell you, football coaches are great speech givers. I think they're very empathetic. They're very nurturing. And I think that's why he's on the ticket.
President Obama's speech in particular was an invitation for folks who are independent or even a few Republicans who wanted to have, break out of this very polarized Biden versus Trump choice and take a second look at the election.
And former U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi just left the stage tonight as well. Earlier today, she spoke at the University Club of Chicago with David Axelrod, who pressed her on her role in getting Joe Biden to come to the decision to leave the race. We know that Biden did not come to that decision lightly. He did not want to do it for a long time, and several reports say Pelosi played an integral role, both publicly and privately, twisting his arm, so to speak, so he would come to that decision. She said that's not a conversation for today, which leads us to believe there's a lot more to that story and her role in how this convention got to where it is tonight. Tim Walz coming right up, and now, Dawn, we toss it right back to you.
Thank you, Paris.